Hello everyone, this is Sarvahita, Assistant Professor of MCA Department from Rohini College of Engineering and Technology. I'm here to discuss a few topics of the subject MC 4102 Object Oriented Software Engineering. We are going to discuss about the topic class testing and mutation testing. Class testing. The software typically undergoes many levels of testing, from the unit testing to the system or acceptance testing. Typically, in unit testing, the small units or modules of the software are tested separately with focus on testing the code of that module. In higher order testing, that is acceptance testing, the entire system or the subsystem is tested with a focus on testing the functionality or external behavior of the system. As information systems are becoming more complex, the objects-oriented paradigm is gaining the popularity because of its benefits in analysis, design, and coding. Conventional testing methods cannot be applied for the testing classes because of problems involved in testing classes, abstract classes, inheritance, dynamic binding, message, passing, polymorphism, concurrency, etc. Testing classes is a fundamentally different problem than testing functions. According to Davis, the dependencies occurring in conventional systems are the data dependencies between the variables, calling dependencies between the modules, functional dependencies between the module and the variable it computes, definitional dependencies between a variable and its types. But in object-oriented systems, there are the following additional dependencies, that is class to class dependency, class to method dependency, class to message dependencies, class to variable dependencies, method to variable dependencies, method to message dependencies, and method to method dependencies. Techniques of object-oriented testing are as follows: the fault-based testing, class-based testing, and method testing, and random testing. The fault-based testing, or this type of checking, permits for coming up with test cases supported the customer or the consumer specification or the code or the both. It tries to identify the possible faults, that is the areas of design or code that may lead to errors. For all the faults, a test case is developed to flush the errors out. These tests also force each time of code to be executed. Class testing based on method testing. This approach is the simplest approach to test cases or classes. So each method of the class performs a well-defined cohesive function and can therefore be related to unit testing of the traditional testing techniques. Therefore, all the methods of the classes can be involved at least once to test the class. Random testing, it is supported by developing a random test sequence that tries the minimum variety of operations typical to the behavior of the categories. Partition testing, this methodology comprises the inputs and outputs of the categories so as to check them severely. This minimizes the number of cases that have to be designed. Scenario-based testing, it primarily involves capturing the user actions, then stimulating them to similar actions throughout the test. These tests tend to search out interactions from the errors. Mutation testing, it is a type of software testing that is performed to design new software tests and also evaluate the quality of already existing software tests. Mutation testing is related to modification of a program in several ways. It focuses to help the tester develop the effective test or locate the weakness in the test data used for the program. History of mutation testing. Richard Lipton proposed the mutation in 1971 for the first time. Although high cost reduced the use of mutation testing, but now it is widely used for languages such as Java and HTML and XML. Mutation testing is a white box testing. Mutation testing can be applied to design models, specifications, databases, tests, and XML. It is a structural testing technique which uses the structure of the code to guide the testing process. It can be described as a process of rewriting the source code in some ways in order to remove the dependencies on the source code. Objective of mutation testing. The objective of mutation testing is to identify the piece of code that are not tested properly, to identify the hidden defects that can be detected using other testing methods, to discover new kinds of errors or bugs, to calculate the mutation errors, to study error propagation and state infection in the program, to access the quality of test cases. Thank you.